they admitted that earlier when I was talking with David Mundy. Everybody ropes to Big Sandy anyway.
I think you're right.
Just a mess in there. So we're set to go Friday night football. A grand final rematch. Opening bounce. Sandilands goes under the football. Mundy got a hand to it. Mitchell, early possession. That's good. No. Well, shouldn't be. Roughead. Birchall sends it down towards full forward. Big leap down there. Spills off the hands of Gunston. Taken by Rioli. And he doesn't miss. Bruce should have called it.
Well, he's just carrying on from last week, isn't he?
Ah, terrific.
Hasn't he?
He's on the clock. How clean was this? And it was behind him too, wasn't it? That was terrific. It was back over his right shoulder. Just watch this. And takes it cleanly, beats a man. All too easy, Bruce.
Fantastic timing, isn't it? I mean, the ability to know when to accelerate when you know the ball's coming off the hands. That's what the best crummers do.
Slade, did I? Yeah.
Tuggle down there. Sorry, I was fidgeting with some papers. The ball comes in short. The mark is taken by Hale.
I was thinking of Roy and HG, but I was thinking of Roy Land.
The hit-outs will be more than compensated.
Gee, they've started well. David Hale. No certainty from here. Man on the mark. The tall man is about 40 metres out. Hale from the line. Loved it as soon as it left the boot. How sweet is that? Hawthorn flying.
Sandilands wins, but Shiels roving it and then setting to full forward. Where's Ruffy and McFarlane? Gunston was at the back. Duffield, he's got a couple of Hawks to beat now. Spur keeps his feet for the moment. That ball not quite coming out now. Roughead and his kick, they go! Oh yes, the ball and the gods do barrack for the Hawks right now.
Just even on that occasion there, you see Luke Breust, he was there for the hand pass. I just get the sense, Lee, that
Hill got it from Suckling, sits it up to centre half forward. Roughead sets himself. Puopolo at the foot of it. Good kick, rolling through. They've got 4 now.
Had the hands underneath it, probably was a throw there. Bruce, that'd be raining on the parade of what the Hawks are doing at the moment.
So the third man up effective. Bruce taking a chance and then whipping the handball back. Gunston gets it back. Birchall can goal from there. And he does. They've got 5. Yep, they've got 5 in 11.5 minutes against the Dockers.
We all marvel at how strong Fremantle are defensively, but if you look at this bit of vision here, they're just giving all of the Hawthorn force just too much space. It was first Bruce, Rioli had space.
37, and it came against the Dockers. Neil kicks them forward.
And they haven't been there too often tonight, have they? But Ballantyne read it well. Good-looking kick from Ballantyne. Gives Crowley every chance. They really should get a goal out of this. He's got some time to set up. Well, it was almost a 50-50 in the end. I reckon he could have had a shot from there. Spanger getting it back from Shiels. Goes down the line. Oh, I hope this stays in. It does. Keep going. Oh, yes. Now it gets really interesting. 2 bounces. He'll caress it down someone's throat. And he does. And they've got 6. Yep, 6. Oh. Hey, Richo, there's only one team has kicked 6 goals against Ross Lyons Dockers in the first quarter. Melbourne, believe it or not. Hawthorn have now joined them.
Well, that was unbelievable. Crowley was free forever down there. They couldn't get it to him, and then it was just whooshka down the other way. But it took brilliance. Cyril was amazing, but don't forget Puopolo's tap. It was sensational by him. End-to-end stuff from the Hawks.
There's a psychological point as well. Crowley had an opportunity to kick a goal on Mitchell as a defensive forward. And when you don't do that, you take a 50-50 option. And really
such a versatile team, Hawthorn. We've talked about that. Langford. And there is Gunston up on that wing. Getting the ball forward. Over the back, Simkin to Hale. Then Hale. Good kick, actually. Gives the brilliant mark from Smith. It was a clever kick from Hale.
It's obviously the plan against Sandilands. So any ruck dominance by Sandilands certainly isn't happening. The Hawthorn big Hale's been good.
It's a great football story, Smith, isn't he? He and a couple of other mates, we'll hear about it at half-time, about how they play country football in New South Wales. So Smith, good kick. They've got 7 different goal kickers now.
Rioli, Lewis, there's trouble. Birchall goes inside the forward 50. Pinpoint accuracy. Simpkins got it. wants to go. Man on the mark, right on the line. Simkin looks to the middle. Thought about going to Hill. Now he sends it down towards Siegler. Fisted away there by McFarlane. Smith, 2 in a minute. Short one comes into Hill. Hill goes across the ground, peeling off as Gibson. Gibson looks inside the forward 50. So good at dropping the eyes. And Breust has taken the mark.
Into the footy. Fantastic skills as a team.
He's got 1 goal. He's kicking from 45. This one is working back too. How about that? A little left to right. Another one as the Hawks put on a clinic on Friday Night Football.
Good stuff, Richo. So Roughead to Suckling, who arched his back and kicks to full forward. Breust, McFarlane, with him Gunston, Langford. Well done, Langford, hooking back. It might be a goal. It is. Oh, yes, what a night. The boy has got his first. Langford gets his first goal.
Fantastic finish. I mean, we saw the game last Sunday when Melbourne had more disposals, but got beaten by about 90 points. Hawthorn have had about 80 more disposals, but every one of those is important, which is why they've all of a sudden kicked 10 goals from 23 inside 50 entries. They are so dangerous every time they go into their forward half.
Without being disrespectful to West Coast, this is a lot more exciting than what happened here last Sunday, I can tell you. Back to Ruffy. Ruffy sort of lopes forward, and then a penetrating kick. Breust held, another Shiels maybe held on to. Burgoyne will get a free.
There's some nervous Fremantle defenders at the minute.
It's my wedding anniversary today. Anyway, Poppy's kicked the second.
This half a footy.
No, they've been brilliant.
High ball from Smith. Burgoyne, clever mark. How instinctive was that? Just knew where the man was going to be. Breust. Up comes Roughead. He's marked inside the 50. That was classic.
If you've got those sort of stats, you're going to kick a lot of goals.
Roughead going at his second then. Oh, that is marvellous. Right over the umpire's hat. Roughead has 2. And the lead extended for the Hawks.
So Hawthorn are now what they scored in the grand final. Share a bit, don't they? They haven't quite been able to really cement themselves. Birchall beautiful to Breust. Breust thinking about it and then kicks to centre half forward. Neat looking kick. Oh yes! Cyril takes a special and goes bang. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, I agree with you, Mac. You can't get much better than that. He ran into space, jumped on the feet, the tackle, snapped the goal.
I'll be honest, something, Bruce. He's one of the absolute dead-set stars of the competition, but he might break out.
I reckon he's going to have a year that he's never had. I reckon he could become one of the best 3 or 4 players in the comp this year.
Quite possibly his best year was 2008, almost 08, his first year. But he's been fantastic in glimpses, obviously, but in terms of consistency from week to week.
What about the confidence of Breust to actually kick the ball to Cyril in a contested?
For so many Dockers. Shiels behind the pack to Mitchell, who's been wonderful right from the first bounce. Now Hill surging forward. Smith, man on Gunston. It should be a goal. Gunston all the time in the world, but he bounces it through. His first goal tonight. Again, the numbers with the Hawks. Bounces kindly for Smith. Lowers the eyes again. Too high, though, for Gunston. Runs free at the back, but belated hands in the back, and Gunston will get a free kick. Gunston. Just will test him. Goes, that's a magnificent kick. What a powerful leg. He's cleared the line by
Hill running around and now setting up to centre half forward to full forward. Roughead, who's at the back. Breust can almost get there. Crowley with him. Kept his feet bruised. Off the ground. He's clever, isn't he? He's kicked free.
What I think makes Luke Breust so valuable, he does pretty much every aspect of the game.
That really gets all the way through to Simkin. Speaking of stars, Mitchell. Well done. Roughead gets onto the left, not quite. Goes back. Simkin over the top. Gets to Breust. Breust too slow just for the moment, but he kept his feet. Sutcliffe. Well done, Dockers. Well, but the ball ricochets back. Poppy, busy. Shiels off a step. Yep. Another goal scorer. right on three-quarter time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 the week before.
Well, we know how many disposals they've had, but they've only had 2 players that haven't had 10+ disposals.
Yep.
Very, very rarely do that many players get into double figures, and we haven't even reached three-quarter time. So they have shared the load all over their team, both with getting the footy, the conversion, the whole lot of the deal.
Poppy's not a floater, but geez, crash and bang, and now Breust, who's kicked 3. And then on the left foot, caresses it to Smith. Yep, those New South Wales boys, eh? He's got 3. A bit of chin wagging there.
Knocked down by Johnson. Foxes his own ball, but the kick will be marked inside the 50 by Suckling.
Would it be too cruel to say he kicked that like a defender?
To his left base, he just hooked the ball across his body, but he just times it beautifully, even though he's got to get that right ball drop.
Suckling's been good. They get the distance. It's a question of accuracy, and this one is through. He's almost automatic. He is a terrific kick of the footy.
It's over. Lewis and Shiels and Birchall. Kicks to full forward. Roughead. A contest. Well played, Duffield. Breust with him. Puopolo. It was high.
Some pretty big games, I'd imagine, too.
So he's going for a 3rd goal tonight. And he's got it. It's a good return, isn't it?
Pass to Smith, who kicks inside the forward 50. McFarlane knocks it down. Hill slips. How about that? That is classic. Absolutely from the top shelf. His first goal, the pickup was better than the kick, and the kick was clever.
Hill, but that's his 30th disposal. I doubt if he's ever got into that many at this point. Once before, maybe.
No, first time ever.
I mean, and he just looks like he's getting better and better. So for a very good team, it's a good sign that one of their players that's just been a bit of a bit part player is all of a sudden just imposing himself on the game more and more often.
His first halves last year were really good. He particularly first
quarter against the Ross Lyon team. What was your last year, Lou?
It's been the last gasp.
Cheney. Bit of memory lane tonight, Den, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Simpkin, well, what a night for the Hawks, eh? They unfurled the flag and they belted the opposition who they beat last year. They were brilliant.
You couldn't have seen that coming, that big a win.
No, you know, we planned for the way we want to play, and I think it was one of those nights where we really executed what we put in place, and it's pleasing. We had a few lapses during quarters when they got a bit of a run on. That last quarter they probably kicked us in goals, but it's a pleasing win.
Got off to an absolute flyer, and it looked like you put a lot of time into obviously what you were going to do with Sandilands, and especially with McAvoy pulling out early, but you were really good in the clearances.
Yeah, both those big ruckmen, competed really well. It's very hard to try and get taps off him, and we really knew if we won the the ball when it was on the ground, that's where we can sort of neutralise it, and we did that, I think, early on, and I suppose the biggest pressure we put on was scoreboard pressure, and our forwards really finished off.
We're just saying you love playing out on the MCG, and it must have been good to get back out. You just had a bit of extra room, and you really used your skills to slice them up tonight.
Yeah, there's no place like the G. The ground allows us to run and really use the ball well, and it brings our runners into the game. And fortunately enough, when we had the ball, we were really composed tonight. We didn't the ball back, so we used the numbers and sort of cut through them, and were able to score quite frequently.
You've got some younger players coming into the team. It's a different team to last year. That's pleasing as well.
Yeah, it is. I think missing our captain is a big hole to fill, and everyone sort of took it upon themselves to really step up in that leadership role. And guys coming in now, they might be new, but they've been at the club for 4 and 5 years, so they know the way we want to play, and they just fit in seamlessly, and that's all we ask of them.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate.
37 possessions to that man tonight. Quite outstanding. Jordan Lewis, big second half, but then again, the first half wasn't bad either. 18 in the first half, 19 in the second as Hawthorn celebrate. And Lee, when you look back, we did Friday Night Football, the clash last week, and they just fell over the line. Tonight, Hodge and McAvoy go out. Mitchell comes in and they make a statement.
Yeah, they certainly did make a statement, and it was just such a spread. I mean, they won the ball well, but their ball use was just amazing. I mean, they got heaps of it, 492 disposals, a big number of total disposals, but they just used it so well. It didn't look like they were going sideways and just maintaining possession. They always looked like they were going somewhere, which was why they've eventually kicked the 21 goals.
Sam Mitchell, 36 possessions. He's with Richard.
Yeah, Mitch, a terrific game tonight. You had a few weeks with a sore calf, but didn't look like it. You were running beautifully.
A little bit fresh early in the game, but I didn't feel towards the end. I was pretty sore and tired late in the game.
Just talking to Mitch about the ruckman being out, and you really worked hard around the clearances early in the game and quite dominant.
Yeah, it was great for Hale in particular in his 200th game to really stand up tonight. Big job. Johnny Segler, when he found out he was playing, he said, well, I'll be earning my match payment this week playing my big Sandilands. So, they fought so hard, and, it's a tough gig playing against those big blokes, but they did a pretty good job.
No premiership hangover here. You've got off to a good start this year. Is it a real focus for you guys?
Yeah, we wanted to start the year well. We played pretty well in pre-season. The first couple of games, we weren't really happy with the way we played. We were very lucky to win last week, and tonight was a bit better performance from us. And if we play like that, I think we'll be hard to beat through the year.
If you tinkered with anything in your game plan from last year, you really look to have a lot more pace. Hill, Smith, they're in the team, but the whole team as a whole looks quicker on the ground, I reckon.
Yeah, I think those guys have worked hard on their outside game, and they're really running really well. And I think early in the year, you're probably running a little bit better. You probably slow down a bit mid-year, but hopefully with a couple of buys, we'll be pretty fresh throughout the year. But I think we have changed a few things, but you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Thanks, mate.
No worries. Thanks, Richard.
So the margin 58 points, that's impressive, but perhaps more impressive is that a Hawthorn team has never had so much football. 492 possessions tonight to 311, and they are remarkable figures. Tom?
Oh, they are absolutely outstanding. I think we spoke about grand final replays and those sorts of things, but they made a statement tonight. Hawthorn, we know, are going to be at the pointy end of the season. Freo will also be at the pointy end of the season when the whips are cracking, but there's now a further element of doubt. They lost the grand final out here at the MCG. They've come with their second chance, I guess, to redeem, and they've been spanked. So plenty to take, and what a great night for David Hale and a great career that he's had, as you mentioned, at both clubs, North Melbourne and also obviously a premiership player at Hawthorn.
Haven't they recruited for need? I mean, they've gone and got players. It's been very selective. Hale, Gibson, they've rated the one club for those two players, but they have been so astute at picking up the right men.
They haven't. Hale tonight. I thought Hale tonight would have got it on top of Sandilands. I mean, Sandilands still got more hit-outs, but in value to the team on the night, I think Hale, particularly when he got forward and kicked that first goal, all of a sudden Sandilands is chasing him. He certainly more than held his own. I reckon he won that ruck duel.
Who was the best on the ground, do you think, fellas? Lee?
Oh, it is pick a player, isn't it?
I didn't quite squeeze Jordan Lewis into my top 5. I don't look at the stat sheet,
no.
And he just missed out. But might have been a little bit unlucky. But I had to put Pavlich in.
There's so many good players. I mean, it really was a bit of pick a play. You could almost pick them out of a barrel, couldn't you?
Well, you look at Segler's had 10 possessions. I mean, everyone for Hawthorn played their role.
You're right about Cyril. He's had 20 possessions, so he's in the bottom half, but he just does everything brilliantly and stands out.